Well, here we are again. Looks like we got a couple of brother rifles. This time it's not a Winchester. These two are Colts. They're Colt medium frame Lightnings. And what we can do is take a look at them and kind of see what the differences are between the two. So we're going to take a look at the first one here on the top. This is the older one. And what it's, kind of go over it a little bit. There's all of them have this. It's a little Colt, rampant Colt there on the side. And if you want to compare it, this one does too. So both have the rampant Colt. And then this has got hex barrel, there's your rear sight, and hex barrel, and then we got, this thing's having a hard time, there it is, there's our front sight. So that's the top one, it's the left side. And you've already seen one of the differences. Can you tell maybe what the other difference is? This one here has got the slide, so you can't, the slide safety is here. That way I think you can pump the slide, and this way you cannot. And that still works. That's on, this is a second year production. Let's give you some ideas here. Colt made these, and these are both medium frame rifles here, and made them from 1884 to 1902. This particular one on top is the older one, and it was made in 1885, second year production. So the ones with serial numbers, and here's the other, there is a third difference, and you can't see it yet, but this one here does not have a dust cover. So that's the third difference. So we got round barrel, we got the slide safety here, and this one does not have the slide safety. It's got a round barrel. We got four differences. I'm going to have to, and the barrels are both the same length. Still have that rampant Colt, and stock's the same, except one's been through a little bit more than the other. But other than that, it's not bad. So the top one was made in 1885. The bottom one was made in 1892. And the other thing is the top one is a 38, what did they call it? CLMR, Colt Lightning Magazine Rifle, or 38 WCF, or today it would be called a 3840. The one on the bottom is it's a 32 CLMR, or it's the same as a 32 WCF, Winchester Center Fire, which is the same as today a 3220. So that's most of the differences. You can see this one's got most of the checkering still good, and this one's been wore off. I can still feel this checkering. So that's something else that's just a little bit different. And so what I mean by the slide safety, I'll see if I can show you here. We'll put this camera back and we'll show you what the slide safety means on these two. Alright? Alright, so our newest Colt Lightning, the one that's made in 1892, the way for it to, see right now the slide's locked, the only way for it to unlock is for the hammer to be down all the way on the firing pin. Alright, so once it's down on the firing pin, we can try to rack the slide. It's at an awkward angle, and then it'll pop open the shell and bring another one in. So one of the other things about this is to load it. Right now you can't push on that on our loading gate. The only other way to do that is to rack it open. Either one of these, same thing. Now once it's open, you can enter in your cells. You can load your ammo in. So that's how the slide lock works on the newer one. Boy. And on the older one, you'll notice, alright, so right now our little lever goes forward and backward. Right now the slide is locked. So now that it's locked, slide that forward and you can rack one in there, and that's how that works. You can lock it so it doesn't come open, and I'm trying to rack the slide and it doesn't come open. So that's how the old one works. They changed to the new style, I think, probably about the same time they did the slide change. It's just a guess, because the old one doesn't have a slide cover and the new one does, and I suspect that they changed that slide cover at about the same time that they changed the slide safety. Alright, so that's that side of them. Kind of cuties. One on the bottom has a lot more bluing on the receiver. The one on the top looks like it's got more bluing on the barrel. So just something I've seen. Now I just looked through the barrel of the older one. It looks pretty darn good considering it was made in 85. So that gives you an idea of how old it is and if those guns could talk. Let's turn them over and take a look at the other side. Alright, now we're on the right side of these, and a round barrel is on the bottom, which is the 92, and the 85 is on the top. So again, if we look at the checkering there on that forearm, it's pretty nice on that newer one, and it's a little bit wore out on the one that was before that. So just something to look at. Everything else looks about the same. Of course, there's that little slide safety, and that's there on the front of that trigger guard. So this one again doesn't have it. So like I said, they're kind of cuties. I wish I had this is the medium frame. I wish I had the large frame, but those are worth a little bit more. So here's our Colt Lightnings. We'll see if we can go and look at some of the stuff on the top of the barrel and on both, and kind of get an idea of maybe what the difference is on the writing on the top of the barrel. Alright, here's the top of our newer one made in 1892. There's our cover. There's the cow, 32 cal, and then let's see. I always have hard time sometimes with this thing. Yeah, I think it's got it all there. So that's the writing on the top of the round barrel. Pretty neat. Got our rear sight, front sight. So, and then of course we saw the Rapid Colt already. And there's our Rapid Colt and the Akiti. All right, so let's take a look at the older one, the one made in 1885. Here's the Colt Lightning medium frame and manufactured in 1885. That doesn't have a cover. Caliber's 38 cal. And let's see if we can read. Let's see if it'll focus in on that. Maybe so. But there you have it. There's the differences. I suspect that the years, you know, the first 2 years, I suspect that those Colts with no cover and with this are pretty hard to find, so I would suspect they'll bring a little more money. Now, I can't confirm that because I haven't really seen that in writing anywhere, but if you think about it, usually the ones that are, here's our Rapid Colt on the old one, usually the ones that they make fewer of, usually those go higher. And it's not, I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 of these, and this is the first one, and I've seen the others were on the internet, so kind of cute. So there's our Colts.